headed to Houston, Texas, 1965. The only warning I have for you is don't open the refrigerator. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Welcome back to another Monday. I'm Pearl.
And I'm Holly. And I want sushi because we just talked about rock and roll.
Yeah, it started out as music and then it became food.
That's one of my favorite sushi rolls, the rock and roll.
That's our goofy nature right there.
Yeah.
That's like squirrel.
Yeah.
You say rock and roll and we're singing a song and then all of a sudden
we're like, let me see that rock and roll.
Like, yeah, that's my favorite sushi roll.
Right.
It always goes back to music, movie, or food.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what matters most in life.
So,
always.
Question for you, which I already know that I've answered this question myself a million times. If you only had the choice of either music or movies, like TV or music, like which one you picking? Like you have to live without one. You only get one.
I could live without TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the same exact way. I'm like,
because I mean,
that's
you have
always been my
books.
thing. I have music.
Yeah.
And yes, you can
so
still
you
read.
can still read. And did you know that some people don't make mini movies in their head while they're reading?
What?
They just read the words. I saw a video the other day that there are people that have no inner, like...
That is weird.
Yeah, like movie monologue in their head when they're reading. Like, I create a whole, like, the whole scene.
Yeah,
We're
have
out
characters
in the meadow. We have, like, little dragonflies flying around. We have, like, there's
they lack some creative mind or something.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't understand.
I can see it all unfolding in front of me as I'm reading. Some people do not. Some people also do not have an inner monologue.
I feel sorry for y'all.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you go through life? Well, I don't know. It'd probably be a lot quieter not having an inner monologue because I'm like the biggest overthinker. So my brain's constantly like going, but yeah.
Going.
That's just insane to me. So like, let us know.
Yeah, I would not enjoy books as much as I do if I didn't have that.
Like, what's the...
Like, that's my thing. But it also brings disappointment. When books get turned into movies and I've read the book first, the stuff that's in my head does not translate to what somebody else put on the screen.
Nope.
And I'm like,
that come out of somebody else's head and I'm like, I don't like it.
Your head is weird.
Yeah. Mine made that scene so much better. Absolutely. So yeah, let us know. Do you have an inner monologue? Do you
see what you're reading?
Right. Do you see what you're reading? Do you make little mini movies in your head and play out the scenes as you're reading it? Because if not, like, let us know, because that's just weird.
Yeah, and we want to know what you do.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even process? Like, do you remember what you read? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time I, like, read something insane like that, I'm like, it just baffles my mind.
Yeah. I'm confused. I'm confused and I pitied you.
I pity the fool.
I'm so sorry you're missing out.
Exactly.
For sure.
So we're going to Texas today?
Yes. Houston, Texas. You know, the place of horrible traffic.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what traffic was like in 1965, but...
Oh, I'm sure it was much better, and people didn't try to, like, run you over on a 20-lane highway.
Right?
But
it's going to be June 23rd, 1965, when a bunch of junk unfolds.
Oof. Junk in the trunk.
And it's crazy because this unsolved crime...
Oh, an unsolved one.
It is still unsolved. has led to so many crazy conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about a few. There's actually even someone who wrote a book about it and has their own idea of what may have led to this happening. Because there is a suspect.
Yeah.
It's the only suspect they've ever had. But
that's crazy. See, I like the unsolved ones because my last couple of cases, like 3, have been unsolved mysteries. Like
what
where
is
happened,
going on?
Where's all this stuff? Yeah.
Right. So it begins with a call to the Houston police with a request for a welfare check. Marvin Martin asked police to go check on his aunt and uncle, Fred and Edwina Rogers.
I love that name. Edwina.
He said he couldn't get in touch with them. It had been several days. He was worried, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you get worried when your family don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, officers arrive at their home, and when they head inside, it looks pretty empty. Like, they don't see people anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really strong smell of, like, cleaner.
Oof, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, no. And they also notice that there's, like, food that's been left out in the kitchen.
Yeah, also not a good sign. Don't take the lid off that pot on the stove.
Yeah. So, why the first thing you do as an officer when there's food left out would be grabbing the handle to the refrigerator door and taking a tiny peep inside, only to find the reason why the food wasn't put away.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
He discovers that the elderly couple he should be checking on is in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Dismembered elderly bodies inside the refrigerator.
Oh, no.
Now, Edwina and her hubby, Fred, it appears that they've been dead since the 20th, which would have been Father's Day.
Ugh.
And they do have a son who just so happens to also live with them, named Charles.
It's always a Charles. That's my brother's name, by the way.
Yeah.
He didn't kill anybody, though.
Watch out.
That I know of.
Doesn't he live with Deborah?
No, he lives in her house. She lives with her.
Oh, okay. I got you.
My sisters have been married
are they
multiple times.
Close together then?
Yes, they are.
Be like, careful, Deb. No, I'm just kidding. But despite all of this effort in cleaning, there were still some blood evidence.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever really, unless you're a professional crime scene cleaner, you really can't always get the traces.
I wonder if they even get all of it, honestly.
Do they run in with like the luminol and the lights afterwards and check everything?
Make sure.
Yeah.
Who knows? But this blood evidence leads straight to Charles's bedroom. This makes Charles
a little nervous.
Charles is not there.
Oh, he's not there. Okay.
But it makes Charles their first suspect.
He looks a little suspicious.
He's living in here. His body's not in the fridge. Where is good old Charles?
Right.
So it's said that when they're examining these dismembered pieces of body, that they believe Fred was beaten with a hammer and that Edwina was killed by a single gunshot to her head before being chopped up.
Right.
So, Charles, I'm going to talk a bit about him.
Yeah.
Charles is very much a recluse. He never, like, nobody ever sees him.
Mm-hmm.
If he's at home, he stays in his room with his door shut. He doesn't, like, sit out there and chit-chat with his parents. None of that. If he leaves the house, he's gone before anyone is up, and he returns after dark.
Ah, so.
Very, very odd.
Sneaky and suspicious. And
especially considering
weird.
He has completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Before his parents are found. There are, like, some pictures, which I guess we could put on Facebook, of, like, the crime scene, the black and white pictures of the kitchen and stuff. Obviously, the detectives recover the hammer they believe that was used. They also pick up, like, a keyhole saw and a few other saws that appear to be used during dismemberment. So he literally had to use several different tools, or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Had to use them.
Kill them, slice them, cut them up.
Yeah. Charles was actually, like, a geophysicist.
Oh.
So he's, like, uber smart, but also very closed off to the world.
Yeah.
And they said that there was evidence that he only really communicated with his parents via notes that he slid under his door. Like, they would...
That's strange.
Write notes to each other. And like I said, the crazy, like, leaving and coming. And he didn't work. So where's he going?
Right. So he has
He has no job.
Education, and he's...
Like, super smart dude. Like, hiding out in his bedroom in his parents' house, writing them notes. But leaves early in the morning and doesn't come back until after dark. And no one really knows where the heck he went.
Mm-hmm.
They spend, like, years searching for Charles.
Well, I'm sure because he had such a secretive life, he probably, didn't communicate with a lot of people and let them know his whereabouts.
Yeah. And
there was no phones then.
Right. And because of this sketchiness with his being so smart and everything else, one of these conspiracy theories that are, like, emerges from this situation is that Charles is somehow connected to the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. They start to claim that he was a long-time undercover CIA operative. I'm like, say, huh? So now he's in the CIA.
Yeah, because the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh, he's going out and, like, maybe serial killer, something like that. He's done things. He's very doing something secretive. Yeah.
So, to kind of wrangle in this wild conspiracy, they claim that Fred and Edwina had uncovered the truth about their son's connection to the CIA. And in order for him to keep everything a secret, that's why he killed them.
He's like, now I have to kill you, so.
Right. And they also further this, saying that he had a background as a Navy veteran, then that degree in science, the habits of rising before dawn and coming home well after dark, which also made neighbors suspicious.
Right.
And so it leaves all this gray area to fill in with your imagination.
And still no Charles.
They continue to search for Charles for decades until they finally give up. Because after them not being able to find Charles within 10 years, and there's, like, literally no trace of Charles anywhere, no sightings, no, like, they're following bank account stuff, everything like that, like, there's nothing.
Which feeds into the whole spy thing, because then you're like, oh, well, you changed your identity,
Right.
Yeah.
So while all these crazy theories are swirling around in Houston about what the heck Charles does, a judge officially declares him dead in absentia because he's been gone and hasn't been seen, not a trace, for 10 years. So basically he gets declared dead despite being a suspect, the only suspect in the death of his parents.
And he's sitting somewhere, you know, on a beach in Mexico going, finally. Now I can live out my life as Juan Valdez.
Right. So, like I told you in the beginning, there was some people who wrote a book about this whole Icebox Murders. And they say that they think, and I guess it's agreed upon with, like, by the police, not with the police, by the police, that maybe Charles had killed his parents in response to mental and physical abuse. Maybe. So the couple that wrote a self-published book called The Icebox Murders, they theorized that Edwina had begun to financially swindle her adult son, signing checks in his name. And so Charles just became irate and snapped, killing and dismembering his parents. And then they say he just left the whole country, and that's why there were no sightings. I'm thinking to myself, he didn't have a job unless he was doing what they said.
Right.
Like if he was a CIA operative, maybe he did have money then.
Yeah, there's something weird and fishy about that whole situation, for sure.
Yeah. It didn't make any sense. I mean, this guy literally shot his mom in the head, supposedly, allegedly, suspectively. Whoever did this shot Edwina in the head, beat Fred to death with a hammer. They were dragged into their master bedroom, drained of their blood, chopped into pieces, placed in the fridge, heads in the crisper drawer.
Were they?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Let's stay fresh in there.
Right. The fresher drawer. I mean, whoever did it, that was a time-consuming task.
Yeah.
It didn't just happen in a moment. You know, and their estimated time of death, like, being on June 20th.
Yeah.
Father's Day of all days.
That's insane.
But, I mean, imagine, it must have taken at least the day.
Yeah, at least the whole,
to do all of that.
It takes me a while to cut up a chicken.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to cut up a whole chicken?
And they say that the dismembering was done in a pretty neat fashion. So they're thinking someone knew what they were doing?
Like a butcher?
Yeah.
Or somebody who's done this before?
How often was 43-year-old Charles Rogers running around chopping people up?
Right. That's why I'm like, they should look into some other cases that, you know, dismemberment and body chopping had happened somewhere, because it could have been him.
Yeah. But, I mean, by 1975, they've declared him legally dead, and so don't know where he is. The mystery remains.
Which is crazy. And you know what? Other mystery remains is like the bodies that keep getting found in Houston today.
Houston seems to be the place to die, and nobody knows what happened to you.
Just you know, slipping you in a bayou, and
they're like New Orleans.
Another one.
They're too busy.
Exactly.
It's happening too often, and so it's like overwhelming. I mean, I don't know how often it was happening in 1965, but you know, that's also like when you look at crime scene photos from then, they didn't have all the DNA evidence stuff that they do now, or that they started having in the 80s. So there's all these police officers in this house.
Right.
No gloves on, touching all the things.
Touching everything. Yep.
So, not a chance.
Nope. Not at all. And I was watching a documentary, and they have an episode, and I haven't watched it yet, on police department, but specifically NOPD, New Orleans. I don't know if you've watched it or not, where they were doing, there was an undercover operative that went in and was doing deals, and in the moment, they were literally, if there was a dead body that they didn't want to have to deal with, they would take it over and just drop it in another parish, pretty much.
Honestly, that is the one department that it seems like they can't hire anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to work there.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work that area. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to the point where they were so shorthanded, they had to prioritize crimes.
Yeah.
Because they needed to make sure they were responding to this one. So if Jackie was murdered on 7th Street and Felicia was being raped in the 9th Ward somewhere, Felicia was SOL.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like, this dead body's not going nowhere, but let's leave the alive woman over there getting...
Exactly.
Whatever. I thought it was crazy. I'm like, how do you prioritize crime?
Yeah. Oh, well, this petty crime over here will just, that's
I mean,
why
I get it. Like, somebody stole something out of the store. Don't go respond to that. But rape and murder?
Right. Rape, murder, and kidnapping. All felonies.
I feel like those are all even with each other. They should be definitely responded to.
Yes, for sure.
On the same level.
And anything with a child should be top priority.
Yeah. It was crazy to me when I read all of that. And I was like, holy crap. But I mean, they've even gotten some officers who work in other places to come help.
Yeah.
And it's still even hard to get them to come help.
For Mardi Gras, for Mardi Gras, they had, the National Guard, here in New Orleans, because they have to have the help.
Yeah.
The mounted police can only do so much. And then the, outlying police can only do so much, so it's that. And I'm sure it's like that in Houston, too, because...
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Houston is huge compared to New Orleans, and...
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You can tell just by driving through, because you're going, oh my God, I hate everyone.
It just took me 3 hours to get from one side of the city to the other. Yeah.
The road rage incidents there should be much higher than here, however, I don't believe that they are.
Yeah, I just had road rage this morning, because... I was turning out of my driveway, and there's an intersection right there, and this car's just coming up through there. So being the responsible driver, I'm waiting. I'm not going to turn out in front of them or anything. So I'm just sitting here waiting. They did not put a blinker on whatsoever and turned at the street in front of my driveway, and I lost my shit. And then I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to let them. It's not going to define my day. I hope that they step in a fucking pothole and twist their ankle. There we go.
I always say, I hope you walk through something wet with your socks on.
Yes, that too. There we go. I did that the other day. I walked out on my balcony, and it had rained that night, and my cats like to go out on the balcony and, get some fresh air. And I stepped out there, and I was like, damn it. My sock got wet. I was like, no.
It's the worst. It's like, I hope you step on a Lego or something.
Yeah.
It's like all those things. Just minor inconveniences.
Yes. Well, I hope wherever Charles is, steps on a Lego and gets a wet sock
right.
today.
If you're still out there somewhere, go confess. Jeez.
Right.
Let your mom and dad rest.
Yep.
But yeah. Who I don't want to step in a puddle with their socks on.
I bet it's Patty Salzetta.
For sure.
Yep.
I hope your feet stay dry, homie.
No wet socks today for you.
Thank you for creating our theme music.
Yes, absolutely. It's the best.
And y'all don't forget to send your stories.
Yep.
For our Sweet Tea After Dark.
Yeah, we got to have those rolling in so we can do some more episodes. Because the last one was so great.
It was good. We
absolutely
liked it.
Loving that.
It's exactly what we wanted.
Yes.
So keep them coming and send them in to holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And we're going to sign off now. And as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys remember to stay safe out there. Watch your kids.
Watch your husbands.
Watch your husbands.
Watch your crazy brother locked in a room.
Right? And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping. Bye.